Hey everybody, Matt Cover here again from howtobecomearacecarsdriver.com, and I'm back here with another video, another free video. And okay, we just need to take a second to talk about something that is vastly ignored in the tire management portion of race car driving, and that is the topic of tread squirm. I like saying that, tread squirm. Let's hop right on in. I'm going to explain exactly what this is and what we can do about it. Alright? So, I'm just going to draw the bottom of a tire. We'll just say that's like we're looking at it from the side. So this is where it contacts the ground across. Alright? Now I'm going to make a crude drawing. Let me change that. There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to draw some theoretical tread blocks. Let's just say that these are the sections of raised rubber on the tread section of a tire. Alright? That looks more like buck teeth than it does actual tire treads, but that's okay. You get the idea, all right? So tread squirm is when we load a vertical force onto a tire, all right? And this is what tread blocks look like when they're either going in a straight line or when they're static, all right? Let me just do this, okay? So let's add a force this way, okay? Tread squirm is under a lateral force, and it causes tread blocks to kind of bend over like this. Okay? If that makes any sense at all. Yeah, those ones look a little better. Yeah, there we go. So you get the general idea, okay? Your tread blocks have kind of bent over to the side because of a force that is acting on them. Okay? And this is no good. And there are a couple reasons why, okay? Number one, it affects the contact patch. Whoops. And I know we've talked several times about contact patch, and that's really the goal of race car suspension and tire choice, is maximizing this contact patch. You want the bottom of your tire to be completely touching the ground all the time, all right? And when you get this is very exaggerated, but and of course it's just an example, but when you get into a situation like this, the contact patch gets messed up. It kind of lifts up one side. You can kind of see the angle there. The side of the tread, and you're kind of using like this section of it, and it's just not optimal. All right, and let me just move on to the next one real quick. This is kind of a stability issue. All right, and I think as a general rule, I'm gonna go ahead and say if anything is just kind of flopping around in your race car, it needs to be fixed. All right, and this is definitely not a good situation to be in, like we said earlier. Here's the big one, okay? A heat factor. We talked a lot about keeping tires within their optimal temperature ranges, okay? All of this bending rubber, you know what happens when you bend something a ton of times, okay? It creates heat because all the molecules inside are rubbing against each other, and that's a problem when you're trying to keep your tires inside an optimal temperature range. Excessive tread block squirm is going to overheat your tires, okay? And this is no good because this will cause your tires not only to be outside of their temperature range, but it'll also heat cycle your tires out. Okay, so you're gonna wear out your tires. The hotter your tires are, the easier they deteriorate and the more useless they become. Every time you put a heat cycle through a tire, it becomes a little less effective. It effectively starts hardening up the tire. All right, and that's no good. So let's talk about what we can do about this. I know a lot of autocross tires. We'll make another example. Let me back up a sentence. I'm going to change that, okay? The easiest way to change tread block squirm, okay, so like I said, you have a block that is bent over like that. The easiest way to fix this is to have shorter tread blocks, okay? When your tread blocks are shorter or shallower, there's just less mechanical advantage for them to bend over under a lateral force, okay? So a shorter block is going to alleviate a lot of the heat problems that you have. It'll be more stable, your contact patch will be more normal, and this is the best way to fix it, okay? A lot of autocross tires are manufactured with short tread blocks. Some of them, I know the Durezas are 9/32 tread, most of them, and some are 7/32. They're already pretty short, okay? But there is a lost art that can make this even better, and a lot of autocross guys don't even do it, and it's called tread shaving. So what you're doing is if you have a set of tires that comes out of the factory with tall tread blocks, okay, you're actually shaving them down so they come out like this, okay? And I know it's counterintuitive, but if you shave a tire's treads, you're actually extending its life. Even though you're taking off a lot of rubber off the tires, you can actually extend that tire's life because it'll heat up less, deteriorate less, and the cooler you keep a tire, the less intense the heat cycles are, and that's definitely a good thing, okay? And especially in autocross, when you're using, and applies mostly to like the street categories or whatever, you can't go any softer than a 200 UTQG tread rating, which is just a rating of how soft the tire is, okay? So when you're using a tire compound of this nature, okay, your tires are probably going to heat cycle out before they wear out. So even though you're taking all this extra rubber off, it's not going to wear out your tires prematurely. It'll actually help extend their life through the season, which is great. Okay? And the other thing that people don't think about shaving tires is you're saving a ton of weight. Let's say you take almost a 1/4 inch off of your tread blocks all the way around a tire, and then you do it four times, one for each tire. You're going to save several pounds of weight, and that is all kinds of rotating mass and inertia and outboard weight and polar moment and all that weird stuff, okay? So, I think that pretty much wraps up tread block squirm. It can be fixed through shaving, like I said, and something that most people are not aware of, and they should be, and that's all there is to it, all right? If you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel yet, I would love it if you would. You'll never miss another cool technical video like this. I'll put a link somewhere right up there, something like that, okay? And I'll be back with another free video from howtobecomeracecar driver.com.